South Florida. This is Headliners, only on CBS News Miami.
Hi there and welcome to Headliners. I'm Lauren Pastrana. Tensions are high in Hialeah over the smell of weed. A councilwoman wants to ban marijuana smoking in public places, but the mayor says it's not necessary. CBS News Miami's Yvonne Taylor joins us from Hialeah with what people on both sides are saying.
Hialeah Councilwoman Angelica Pacheco wants marijuana smoking in public places outlawed. That include parks, but also sidewalks, as well as areas in shopping centers. Now, the mayor of this city says that ordinance already exists. The councilwoman disagrees.
Right now, we have people smoking marijuana in parks.
It started as a discussion during a Hialeah city meeting.
The drug is illegal, period.
Soon enough, it escalated to a heated argument between Mayor Esteban Bovo and Councilwoman Angelica Pacheco.
I believe you have been disrespectful in
Councilwoman, my goodness,
Councilwoman Pacheco told CBS News Miami what she's proposing is wider.
Prohibit smoking marijuana in public places. Public places, not just the parks, but also parking lots at shopping centers and grocery stores.
Currently, there's an ordinance that prevails in Hialeah, and it says it shall be unlawful for any person to smoke and vape on or within park property.
And that does not include marijuana. It does not regulate marijuana.
A council member suggested to add the word only.
So the city attorney agreed with me that it would be required to have two separate ordinances.
In November, voters will decide on Florida Amendment 3, the Marijuana Legalization Initiative. We reached out to Mayor Bovo. He's out of town and sent us a statement not supporting Amendment 3 and reiterating Florida law states that possession and sales of marijuana is a crime. A simple possession charge is a misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in jail. Pacheco published on her YouTube channel reaction of residents complaining about marijuana smell in the city. CBS News Miami went to two parks to get a feeling from residents. Some frequently go out to exercise.
I don't think the people come over here. There is another areas that they can use.
Sometimes we are walking and you get that horrible smell.
If people can smoke cigarettes outside, which is worse than smoking pot outside, I don't see what the problem is.
Muchos niños vienen a hacer uso de este parque.
Many kids come to this park to play. I agree. Those smokers should be outlawed.
Angelica Pacheco wants for Hialeah an ordinance similar to the one that was approved in Miami Beach. Now, if voters pass the recreational marijuana in November, state law supersedes anything at the local level. Yet the councilwoman wants specific regulations where people could smoke marijuana in this city. In Hialeah, Yvonne Taylor, CBS News, Miami.
And only on CBS News Miami, a rare and exclusive interview with a top Cuban government official, the country's deputy foreign minister. CBS News Miami's Nakaya Carrero shows us what he had to say about human rights and recent protests on the island.
The Cuban diplomat sat down to answer questions people have been waiting to hear for generations. He spoke about immigration, recent protests, and human rights both in Cuba and here in the United States. Cuban Deputy Foreign Minister Carlos Fernandez de Castillo sat down for an exclusive one-on-one with CBS News. One of the big talkers, the influx of Cuban migrants into the United States. He says the U.S. provides incentives for Cubans to leave the island.
To destroy the way to ensure the means of the subsistence and to try to destroy the capacity of the Cuban economy. That in itself provokes people wanting to remove themselves and to move to the United States.
Fernandez de Castillo spoke about protests by Cubans on the island. He says the United States is to blame.
First, that there are problems with electricity, and the U.S. is helping for that problem to happen. That we have problems with food. The U.S. is making a great effort for us to have problems with food. And it did not have the courage nor the honesty to say that the U.S. wished for those protests not to be peaceful. Their aim was for them to be violent.
For generations, Cuba has been under fire for the lack of human rights in the country for the Cuban people. But Fernandez de Castillo says the U.S. could learn a thing or two about human rights.
Frankly, we also have very concerns in the United States. Let's talk about prisoners. Let's talk about the amount of prisoners that exist in the United States, the conditions of prisons in the United States, and we'll talk about the conditions of prisoners and of prisons in Cuba.
The top Cuban government official also spoke about the Havana syndrome, mysterious illnesses suffered by U.S. national security officials.
Well, they have made public that the intelligence community found that it was very improbable, because there was no basis to it, that a foreign adversary could have carried out what is being claimed. It's public.
We reached out to Senator Marco Rubio, who has been vocal against the Cuban government. His team said Marco has, for years, been crystal clear regarding the Havana syndrome. Nothing happens in Cuba without the regime's awareness. In South Florida, Nikaya Carrero, CBS News, Miami.
When we come back, see how a family is keeping their hope alive in solving the murder of their loved one 17 years later, and what police are doing to crack this cold case. Next.
From South Florida, this is Headliners, only on CBS News Miami.
Welcome back. I'm Lauren Pastrana. Miami-Dade police still working to solve a murder from 17 years ago. The victim was shot and killed near the apartment complex where he lived. CBS News Miami's Yvonne Taylor was also in Southwest Miami-Dade, and he spoke to the victim's mother and grandmother.
And investigators handed out this flyer today with a picture of the victim, because on a day like today, 17 years ago, his mother found his body at the steps of this apartment complex in Southwest Miami-Dade. She's still asking for justice.
Somebody out there, believe me, that know something about what happened to my child.
Echoing this mother's suffering, investigators from the Miami-Dade Police Cold Case Unit handed out flyers at the apartment complex where it happened, door to door, to drivers in their cars and people coming back from work.
This was a tragedy.
A tragedy that occurred on late Tuesday night, April 17th, 2007. Luis Leon Jr. was 23 years old. He was shot and killed.
We believe there was 2 to 3 subjects that were here in the community. We believe that they approached Mr. Leon in exchange. A conversation took place, at which point the subjects shot Mr. Leon.
The time it happened, this complex was named the Village on the Ranch, and now it has a new name. But at that time, everybody in the complex used to hang outside, sit out the door all the time, and no one could tell me what happened.
The apartment complex is located at 13740 Southwest 268th Street. The family never moved from here. Detectives are working to crack this cold case.
We have been working this case. We have been in constant contact with the victim's family, and this was an invitation from the victim's family, and we wanted to make sure we came out here. This is not the first time we've distributed flyers in this community, but we're going to do it again, and we're going to keep doing what we can.
Tracy Brown says her son's caretaker was his grandmother, who has suffered for 17 years.
It's just, it's sad that nobody knows nothing after all this time.
While this mother maintains the community is the key to solve this crime.
17 years, the guilt ought to set in. You ought to be able to tell me who killed my child.
So the message to the community from this family and investigators: if you know something or heard something, even if it's a small detail, do not hesitate to call Crime Stoppers of Miami-Dade. Your identity can remain anonymous. In Southwest Miami-Dade, Yvonne Taylor, CBS News, Miami.
The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children says sextortion is on the rise. Sextortion is when a person is convinced to send explicit photos online and then threaten that the images will be made public if the victim doesn't pay up. As CBS News Miami's Terry Hornstein reports, there's an alarming number of cases against children being reported, specifically with teenage boys.
Yeah, the numbers here are pretty scary. Since 2021, there has been a 300% rise in cases of online enticement and these types of harassment, many of them targeting young boys. So this ad you're about to see, well, the aim is to help make parents aware and also help combat the issue. This video takes parents through the story of a 15-year-old boy's exploitation online and shows how easily it can start. The FBI says they've interviewed victims as young as 8 years old, but a large number of the cases they see are teenage boys between 14 and 17. The problem is getting so bad, social media sites are changing features to try to help. Okay, so what to look out for here? If someone has a strange profile, if you're asked to move a chat to a different app, and sexual conversations really quickly on, those are all red flags. To help protect children, parents may want to consider limiting screen time, spot checking phones, and not allowing internet use overnight. But the FBI says the best protection for children is open communication with parents. It's important to let children know the crime is happening, and they can always come to an adult for help.
So it's more important than ever to talk to your kids, understand what they're doing online, and make sure they know they can come to you if something goes wrong, because kids can get overwhelmed very easily, and they just need a trusted adult to help them out of a situation.
Here in Broward County, the sheriff's office, well, they teamed up with the school district at the end of last year to try to bring awareness to the problem. BSO here says they are seeing 5 cases of sextortion a week, and the numbers really could be much higher. So, of course, a very important time to have those difficult conversations with children. Near Fort Lauderdale, Terry Hornstein, CBS News, Miami.
A South Florida city trying to help new home buyers. The program that's offering up to $170,000 in assistance next.
From South Florida, this is Headliners, only on CBS News Miami.
Welcome back. I'm Lauren Pastrana. If finding affordable housing in South Florida is getting you down, you are not alone. Last month, we told you about an affordable housing project in Hollywood. There are 113 units available, and a staggering 21,000 people applied. CBS News Miami's Ted Scouten shows us how that city is offering a qualified buyer a home for a fraction of the cost.
This is a beautiful south-facing bedroom.
This could be someone's dream home, or should we say affordable dream home, for a first-time buyer.
The sale price is $350,000, and you can receive a subsidy. If you're eligible, you receive a subsidy of up to $170,000 to purchase this home.
Donna Biederman is the Community Development Project Manager for the City of Hollywood. This 2-bedroom, 1-bath house is a city-owned home that was in pretty rough shape. It was rehabbed and put on the market to help in the affordable housing crisis.
Anyone can apply, but priority is given to Hollywood residents, current Hollywood residents with proof of residency, and those who are 80% and below the area median income.
The home is on Cleveland Street in North Central Hollywood.
It got a new roof, new water heater, new flooring, new central AC system.
Amy Ruiz took advantage of the same program last year. She said it means the world to her family of 5.
We love Hollywood. I didn't want to go anywhere else, but it was kind of impossible to find something that we could afford until I came across that listing.
Just as she was about to lose hope, she found her affordable dream home in West Hollywood.
It was difficult. I mean, we were even contemplating finding roommates because we wanted to buy. But with this opportunity, we qualified, and it was like a dream come true.
This is the last home available in this program. The city is hoping to come up with a new creative plan to get more people into homes they can afford.
We would like to explore every opportunity to provide affordable housing in a variety of different ways. This is not off the table.
The deadline to apply is May 1st. However, this is a first-come, first-served situation. Already a handful of people have applied. We have all the details and eligibility requirements on our website, cbsmiami.com. In Hollywood, Ted Scouten, CBS News Miami.
And finally, the Environmental Protection Agency has named food waste the #1 cause of climate change. Just think about it. There's so much food we throw away daily, which has Miami-Dade students coming to the table with a solution, and it's making Miami proud. CBS News Miami's Betty Wynn shows us.
School lunch. It can be hit or miss. Not everything on these plates are going to be eaten.
But sometimes people only like one thing and they don't like the rest, so they don't really know what to do with it and they throw it away.
But instead of tossing it in the trash, Miami-Dade students are donating their unwanted food right here in the school cafeteria.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
This unwrapped food is collected so other students who might want it can eat it, and it's all free.
It's called a share table, so we're sharing with others.
This is a simple, easy way, and if it rolls out to more schools, they'll understand food waste and climate. They'll be able to take that message home to their parents, their family, their fellow friends, and it becomes more of a movement.
The Share Table is being launched here at J.C. Bermudez Doral Senior High School. By keeping edible food out of landfills where it creates methane gas, these students are helping curb climate change.
It's really hard to not waste food at home as well as in large places like a school. So the fact that they're conscious of it, that's the biggest thing.
These share tables are also available at 3 other elementary schools. As the program spreads, you can imagine the impact with over 300,000 students in the Miami-Dade School District.
So together we will change and hopefully become ambassadors for the entire school district and for other school districts around this country.
And here's another benefit to this.
So every Friday, whatever's left on our share table, we'll pick up, and that'll go back to local shelters and other community members who are in need.
It's a program bringing several issues to the table for a shared solution.
The Miami-Dade School District is partnering with Food Rescue US to create these share tables. This 3-pronged effort to reduce food waste, curb climate change, and feed the food insecure is why these students are making Miami proud. Betty Nguyen, CBS News, Miami.
And thank you for joining us on this half hour of Headliners. As always, keep it right here to CBS News Miami for up-to-the-minute breaking news and weather 24 hours a day. Make it a great one.